A large part of your success in math will come down to how you spend your time in math class. Pretty much all math classes everywhere in the world follow the same structure. There's a topic for the day, the teacher's going to explain it, walk through a few examples, maybe answer some questions, and then give you homework to work on. And, depending on how long your period is or how long the lesson took, maybe there's time left over for you to start that homework, but that really doesn't matter. Now, when you sit down in class, your job, well, obviously, job is to listen, but basically your job is to write down everything the teacher says and writes as the class goes on. And that feels a little weird because, a lot of teachers now have slides that they've worked on that they use from year to year and they can share with you. You can actually download them. So, why would I copy it when I can just print it? But math is about process. So the thing you need to get a feel for is writing this stuff in real time. It's the idea of steps that lead to other steps that lead to the answer. When I say this, I have to do this. So you don't get that when you look at just the finished sort of block answer to a question, and you can't watch a math class the way you watch a documentary and kind of let things soak in. You need to be more like a court reporter, so you're going along with every word. The set of rules for what's allowed to be on a test is basically A, if it's in the homework, or if it's something the teacher worked on in class. So you want to make sure that everything that gets written down on the board gets written down in your notebook. And even if they just say something and they're saying it like it's important, write that down too, because you'll be more likely to remember it. Now, once you get into that habit, you will see it will start to help very, very quickly. And some people were never told this. It's like a secret. And there are some courses where you kind of listen and you can download the slides later and you can read the textbook later. But in math, that doesn't give you enough retention. You forget too much. Having the slides is not the same as remembering what's in the slides. And as far as the research goes, you apparently have better retention if you use pencil and paper than some sort of computer. Although, in math, it's too full of symbols. You never really type things out, but some people try and get smart and do it with like a tablet and, an Apple Pencil like this. But that as a way of taking notes is apparently not as good. I actually got a wonderful piece of advice from my teacher in grade 8 for math, which is that when we did the lesson in class, we'd take a colored pencil and we'd draw with a ruler, we'd draw a box around that so we could always tell in our notes what was the thing that the teacher had written down that we had copied down. We knew that was the good stuff. That had no mistakes in it, like our homework, it could be wrong. And that meant that if you were studying and you wanted to look for something that had information, you could flip back and, you look for the box. You will know you're doing this note-taking right when you get home to start doing your homework and you open your book to the last page you wrote on. And it's the lesson for the thing you're supposed to be starting right now. So if you're not sure how something goes, there's a page in your binder which has an example right there. And it's very normal to get to something and say, how am I supposed to do this again? But when you're using your time in class properly and writing everything down, the answer to how am I supposed to do this again should be, well, let me flip back a few pages and remind myself. It should be there, and it should be basically in chronological order. So if you've been the kind of person who watched math class like a documentary hoping you'd remember it, load up the back of your binder right now with blank paper and start becoming this aggressive note taker. You'll be surprised how much easier it will make things and how quickly.